Hello everyone, my name is Jeff Satine. This first picture with the woman that have tear in her eyes and the Haitian flag on her face. You might have seen this picture before, specifically back in 2010 when the 7.0 magnitude earthquake hit Haiti that destroyed so many lives. And aside from natural disaster, the Haitian population is a group that faces big struggles. According to the Territorial U.S. Census, there is approximately 600,000 Haitian immigrants living in the United States. As you can see from the graph, there's definitely an increase of immigrants as the years goes on. And the other graph shows about where some of the Haitian immigrants, what industry they work in, and the majority of them are in the service industry. Restaurants, retail, and other service jobs. Now let's dig into our main issue. There is not an exact number on how many Haitian immigrants that are affected by diabetes in the U.S. One reason for this is that most studies, when asked racial group or ethnicity belong to, the only category that Haitian immigrants can put themselves in is Black or African American. So most studies don't capture the Haitian immigrant status to understand their specific issue or need that they have. However, there is one study or even a few studies that do give us some issue that the Haitian face. One study that I'm actually given this colleague, they found that Haitians living in the United States, they have a higher A1C level than African American and non-Hispanic white. And for those of you who are not familiar with diabetes, hemoglobin A1C is pretty much an average of someone's blood sugar concentration measurement over a long period of time. So the A1C is an indicator of how well your diabetes is doing. If your A1C is high as far as 9.0, or if it's higher than 6.4, so higher A1C in most studies shows that it leads to complications such as stroke, heart attack, nerve damage, kidney failure, and amputation. As mentioned earlier, there is limited study specifically in Haitian immigrant diabetes. We have a lot of questions and very little answer as to why this group have a harder time controlling their diabetes. Now, if we look at the predisposal, enabling, and reinforcing model, which was partly presented in our book, we can start making some connection. Just to briefly to review this model, predisposing factors are mainly factors that are knowledge, beliefs, attitude, value, and as well as the enabling factor are mainly the environment, what's available, resources are available, or is it health, what health clinics are available. And then reinforcing factors are mainly our family, peers, teacher, and other factors that affect someone's health. Some of the predispositional factor that may lead to Haitian immigrant having poor diabetes control, as Dr. V mentioned in his team, that the Haitian culture have a high carb diet, such as you can see from the picture, which actually is my favorite food, but rice, eating a lot of rice, plantain, and pretty much in general, the majority of their diet is consumed of high carbohydrate. So this itself is a factor that more tied to our culture that may lead to poor diabetes control. And also, language also have a factor into it as well. Let's say a Haitian immigrant coming to the U.S. Not being able to speak English is very hard for them to even have to be able to maneuver in the healthcare system. And another thing where that factor into poor diabetes control, maybe the Haitian beliefs about the Western medical care system. There's a lot of Haitian immigrant that really continue their practice that they used to practice in Haiti when it comes to voodoo. Whenever they may have an issue that pop up, they would, instead of seeking Western medical care, they would go to alternative care that they are used to back in their country. Let's look at enabling factor. As mentioned all throughout this presentation, there is limited study done on how diabetes is impacting the Haitian immigrant population. So how are we as healthcare provider and the healthcare system itself supposed to address their needs as far as developing intervention or allocate resources to meet this group need or to address their issue when it comes to diabetes? And another factor is that as you can see from the graph, among all immigrants, Haitian immigrants have the highest rate of not having healthcare coverage. So that access to care is definitely would be an issue. Lastly, one big reinforcing factor is the communication between Haitian immigrants and medical provider. Huffman and his team found that Haitian and diabetes self-management programs had poor glycemic control compared to African American due to ineffective communication between providers. So, and as well as Dr. V also mentioned, providers' lack of cultural competency is also a factor. And just to give an example, let's say a provider who is not knowledgeable about the Haitian culture or do not know exactly what Haitian love to eat, and is informing this patient of, hey, you can eat broccoli, collard green instead of heavy rice. And this person, of course, is, here's what the provider says, but most likely this person will continue on their old behavior and will not change their behavior to start eating healthy. And vice versa, if the provider do know that, okay, there are certain things that, vegetables that Haitian do like, that they can kind of pretty much, that provider can educate them, substitute the food that the food that Haitians like to the typical food that they usually eat that is not healthy. And just in short, in summary, the Haitian immigrant living in the United States do face struggles when it comes to diabetes. They, again, as the study mentioned, they have higher rate of A1C level than most groups. And I do believe one of the biggest reasons for that is the lack of knowledge about their struggle, their specific struggle, and how in most studies that they are bracketed into one specific group, and as well as, of course, their culture and everything else plays into an impact. And I do think that there should be more study done on this group and to be able to develop better intervention to help this group. Question number 1, suppose you are giving a small grant to design a study on Haitian immigrant living in the United States with diabetes. What would your study gear towards? What contribution could your study have on what we already know about this group? And the second question, what can be done to address the need of Haitian immigrant living in the United States with diabetes from a policy and or community level? I look forward on reading the answer to those two questions. And again, I really appreciate you guys for taking this time to watch this video. Thank you.